Hey everyone, so here's another order from AliExpress. I have no affiliation. I bought this with my own money, but I like to open these things to see if they're damaged. Also to see if I got what I ordered. Look at this box. I got these models from this shop here, JD Model Car Store. And let's hope that these things aren't destroyed. We got bubble wrap, loose bubble wrap, so it's not tightly packed, which is not a good thing. That's why the box collapsed. Luckily, it looks like the models are in good shape. So I already have an F50 by Kyosho, so we'll do this one later. But I don't have this. A long time ago, someone asked me if I was going to review this, and frankly, I don't think it's an attractive car, but I've run out of things that I really want, so here we are today. Alright, got some photos here and some info. So the body kit on this RX7 is made by Veilside. The story was this was on the Tokyo Auto Salon show circuit, and that was how the producers of the Fast and Furious movies found it, by going to these shows. And so they actually ended up making 9 of these cars for the movies, and only 2 of them have survived, being destroyed making the movies. The car has what are called Andrew Racing Evo 5 wheels. Never heard of that myself. It has a turbocharged engine. I couldn't find any specs of how much power it made. And I guess that's it, really. It's just a crazy body kit, really. Alright, so why a model, by the way? I don't think they're licensed, so if that stuff matters to you, you probably want to avoid the brand. It has a relatively loose cover. So, well, there's Han. But I assume these are the pictures of one of those 9 cars in the movie. Yeah, there it is, actually in the movie. This is also a movie shot here. Well, I gotta say, the mold looks pretty good. I don't even remember this scene. I don't know if this is from the movie or not. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. So first thing, we'll go over the base. It's got this photo etch base here with the brand. It says Fortune 7. Interesting. And Veilside. I wonder if that's the name of the body kit, Fortune 7. There's around 400 of these out there as far as these models in this color, I assume. And then it's got this funky carbon fiber sticker, which I guess is theoretically won't go bad, but it might start peeling up when the adhesive goes. I much prefer the molded in carbon bases. Alright. So, this is actually a metallic orange. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just a plain orange. I mean, looking at the photos, I didn't realize this is metallic. The wheels, they do look good. Let's see if I can get into that center cap. There's some sort of text there. I don't know what it says. Can't make it out. But that's a pretty well molded wheel. You can see the perimeter nuts, the 5 spokes, and then just a flat rotor, which is probably what it had in the real life, and then a pretty 3-dimensional brake caliper. It's kind of unfortunate that they're all the same silver. You would think that they would have a different color for the caliper and the brake rotor, but not the case. The tire, it seems okay. It's rounded. You don't see any weird truck knobbies. The tire is squished quite a bit, though. I want to relieve some pressure on that. I don't know what that little side vent there is in front. I guess just a styling choice by Veilside, but it's got black in there. Can't tell if it's paint or a separate piece. This is a separate piece, and it's like clear. You can literally see it's clear on top of a reflective surface. Interesting. probably like a running light. And then they have black in here, but you see the wrinkliness, so I have to assume this is going to be a decal, because I think that's a pocket of air there. Yeah, it is. That's a black decal. And it just goes, there's no air or anything there. Alright. And then what's going on with that thing? It's another detail. I don't know what it is. I don't actually see this one on the side photograph. But maybe one of the movie cars had something there. Maybe like a brand thing. I'm not sure. This one definitely is in the side photograph. Alright, the side mirror is a separate piece. Seems well molded, and it's got a reflective sticker. Yeah, there's a reflection. Fuel filler looks pretty good. Yeah, this rear wheel, again, looks pretty good. Whatever this logo is, it's in the same horizontal orientation as the other wheels, so that's well done. And I guess the brake caliper's back here on the real car. It's actually kind of gappy here, but that might actually be realistic to the car. This is probably a reflector. It's like an amber clear resin or something on top of probably a photo etched piece of metal or something. I mean, you can see the light reflecting back in there. Alright. Guess we'll go around to the back. Look at that. There's air, right? I'm literally touching the tire, so that's a genuine vent of sorts. And then these rear reflectors. So you can see on all these, there's like a little cutoff mark there, a cutoff. So what I have a suspicion is maybe there's a photo etched piece of metal, and they paint that thing with this transparent red. But this one might have two, or maybe this is etched, all this is etched away and not this. And that's why it looks like a white reflector instead of a red reflector. But anyways, I think that after they paint it, then they cut them off the sprues. Because it'd be really hard to paint something that small. Unless they taped it down. Well, anyways, that's what I'm guessing is going on, which would explain why you can see these cutoff marks here. It must be the Veilside logo. And then the tail lights, they look black, but let me get a flashlight. That's way too bright. One. Oh yeah, so they are transparent, they're just extremely dark. You can see something going on in that rear tail light. Yeah, it's just, they're pretty much black to the naked eye though. The wing struts have an interesting curvature to them. They're straight and then curved. Okay. The exhaust tip is very nice. I think that's a metal tube. It's so thin, yet, it's so circular. I don't think that would be plastic. And decent enough depth there in the middle. There's a little bit of a texture here, which is part of the resin casting. No license plate. So, that's unfortunate. I don't know why they wouldn't have a license plate. I'm pretty sure the real car must have had it in the movie. Alright, that wheel, that tire, it does have tread blocks. They're just not really noticeable, which is the way it should be. You can't really see tread blocks on road tires from the side. Alright, not a fan of decals, but at least it's put in nicely. That looks good again. There's actually a detail here I didn't notice before. In the mirror. This, I don't know if that's just paint or maybe it's a decal. Alright, a texture here. Oddly, there's no Veilside printed here. That would have been cool. Maybe it's because it's not a smooth surface, it would be really difficult to print. And then I guess this is just a bottomed out resin back here. There's no tire. It's just all black in there. Okay. Veilside logo again. I guess that must be some sort of, I don't know if that's a decal or a foil sticker. It's quite rectangular. It's a little bit crooked. The headlight covers, they have a decal over them for the black there, and there's a little bit of some silver dots indicating that. Unfortunately, this side I don't think is placed very well. This side's better. Behind this clear lens, now we have three, lights, and they look pretty nice. I wouldn't doubt that they're photo etched metal with like resin on them. I can't zoom in any further. This is 4 times magnification. But I kind of feel like they're domes. So I think there's like a little drop of resin on top of those round things. So that's, I guess, pretty nice. It looks like a projector lamp. Alright, so decals here for the hood latches. These quick release latches. It looks like they have screw details and a lock detail. And then the body kit has all these little dimples, which I assume are for some sort of rivets or some way body screws to keep the body kit on the RX7. This is paint, I think. It looks too smooth to be decal, but it has orange peel, which makes me think it is painted. Okay. So the windscreen is that super thin plastic, and they have the blackout going on the back side, I think. The wiper blades are photo etched metal, and they're bent. It's hard to see because it's all black. I think they're bent perpendicular to the windscreen. I think. You'll have to make the call. I'm looking through a mobile phone screen, so it's hard for me to even know. Alright. Side glass here looks alright. There's a sunroof indication. And then the back we have a split window. I didn't realize that on the movie car. And then a whole bunch of dimples again. And there's some sort of interior detail with black and that orange. Okay. Alright. Can we see into the interior? I can't zoom any further. Can I focus? Well, the steering wheel looks pretty good. Open spokes and all that stuff. There's a door armrest. The shifter knob looks realistic. There's a knob on top of a shaft. The e-brake lever looks pretty good as well. Alrighty, let's try the other side. Trying to hold this, get the light with one hand so I can free up the other hand and hit the focus. Alright. Yeah, bunch of knobs. The instrument panel, I can't tell what's going on in there. It might be gauges, it's hard to say. I'm not even sure if it had gauges like a traditional round gauge or if it was like a digital display. This kind of RX7. Alright, well, seems alright. There's a rear view mirror. It's probably photo etched just based on the fact that it's glowing off the light so much. Let me get that light out of here. Yeah, that's so thin. I'm sure that's a photo etched piece of metal, so that's cool. But it's not shiny on this side. It's black, so that's really neat. The LED above me is so bright, and the windscreen is so reflective. I'm trying to just look into the interior here, but it can't. Alright, that's too bad. Well, let's look at a few other RX-7s then. Very first RX-7 was this SA22, I think it was called. This is by Konami. It's also the Savannah. I always forget that's the Japanese name for the RX-7. And then we have an FC3, I think it is. Well, it just says RX-7 FC. And this is by Kyosho. This is from the initial D series, I believe. That's why it's got the red suns on there. And then CMs, sadly, is not a brand that makes diecast anymore, but this is a rally car of an RX-7. It's from the 95 Acropolis. So I think this is an SA20, one of the first generation ones as well. another one of these Initial D cars. This is by Kyosho again, but this is the FD3S. What's underneath this Veilside one. Right. Put license plates on those Kyoshos. Actually, most of them I put license plates on. The last one is a wacky FD3S with a Natasha styling kit. This is by Aoshima. Oh, this one actually tells you what it is. This is an extreme rarity. Aoshimas usually don't tell you the brand or the car. So that's a rare one. Anyways, very funky. So all the other ones that are surrounding this are die cast. And I think they're okay for what they are. This is my only resin RX7. Well, nothing majorly wrong with this. No major defects. Maybe 2 of the decals aren't perfectly placed, but I guess I can let that go. I know how hard it is to put decals on stuff because I make model kits every now and then myself. So, YM Model, pretty good job. It's just, I don't know, what do you guys think about this car? I mean, I give credit to Veilside. They made a body kit that makes this car not even look like an RX7. It's a very crazy body kit, but I'm not sure if I like it. Well, it's definitely a polarizing styling choice by Veilside and the guys that have bought this for the Fast and Furious franchise. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in the next review. Maybe it'll be that other Ferrari. Alright, bye.